Bonjour, Kinamagi and Nene Ireland Indigenicas, and welcome to an overview of our Week 2 learning plan. When discussing our learning plan, you will find this document. It's entitled 5th Grade Remote Learning, although we are following the same plan in the classroom, and it'll be labeled with which week it is. These will always be posted within the Google Classroom and on my teacher page at sagchipschool.net. If you need help accessing these, please let me know. You will see a hyperlink that'll bring you into the Google Classroom and a note for the students to use their at sagchipschool.net accounts to access the Google Classroom. So let's look at what's forward for us today. You'll notice on Monday, there is no school. It is the Labor Day holiday. I have scheduled nothing there, but you are always encouraged to use that time to maybe make sure they read for 20 minutes, or if there's something that needs to be finished up. I will be available via email that day if you have any questions, or if the student's trying to get a quick start on things for the next week. All right, so let's look at our live streams for the week. You will notice that I've combined some subject area ones. This is part of trying to streamline for our students as we are going to provide for synchronous learning via live streams more frequently. I was proud to say that a number of our students did attend some of these live streams, so we're going to expand them. So you'll see that the reading, math, Anishinaabe Bamadzewin, and there will be Sema ceremony in there as well, from 8 to 10:15 on Tuesday. And then we will be live streaming the 10:45 to 11:30 science and social studies. There's a check-in scheduled from 10:15 to 10:45. That'll most likely be with Kinamage Kwe Spickerman. That session is for questions. If you're stuck on your work, there will be no live stream content at that time. On Wednesday, I invite all of our students to join us at the 5 is Live from 9 to 10. It may run a little bit longer than 10, but that's the scheduled time. During this session, we get a lesson from Kinamage Kwe Stevens on Anishinaabe Bamadzewin, a little bit of an overview and questions about what we're learning in the academic end. And then it's largely an opportunity for our students to talk to each other and catch up with each other, being that we are in 3 different groups. On Thursday, we're back for reading, math, and AB from 8:05 to 10. We'll take a quick break, and then it'll be 10:05 to 11:30 with science and social studies. On Friday, our live stream again, 8:05 to 10:15, 10:45 to 11:30, with a second check-in session with Kinamage Kwe Spickerman from 10:15 to 10:45. Keep in mind, students are not required to attend the live streams, but it does allow them to feel like they're in the classroom even when they're not. It is okay if students choose to come in, watch a part, come back a little later. It's their learning, and I'm appreciative of the choices they make. If they choose not to watch the live stream, videos will be recorded for a large number of the things below here, and those will be attached within the assignments on the Google Classroom. So let's look at those academic subjects. Reading. This week is our first week using the support coach. The first story is called The Star. We will be reading the same story 3 times. And I'm going to show you what it'll look like within our Google Classroom. Within the Google Classroom, there is spots for first read, second read, third read. These will all be going live as of 4 a.m. on Monday, although there is nothing assigned for Monday. And within there, you're going to see a text of the story, the first read, which kind of the teaching part, and there's a vocabulary section as well. And then the response page. Those of you that have received a packet, you may choose to write out answers on the paper copy. If you want to avoid writing out the answers on the paper copy, you can go ahead and click right here and answer the questions within the Google Classroom. When we get to the live release, there will be videos included here. One of me reading the story that'll be published in all 3 reads. So if you want to follow along and listen to the teacher, and then there will be me discussing their answers to the questions on the first read. Going back to our learning plan, you'll notice Friday is Kids A to Z. That login will be attached within the Google Classroom. They should pick up the next story in their reading room. So 3 days of the star, Kids A to Z. In writing, we're going to continue on with Writing City, Unit 1, and then there's the lessons right here. We're going to do 3 lessons. On Friday, I have put in a spot for catch-up. So if a student needs a little more time on one of the previous lessons, make sure we're all in the same place. Some of us were getting later starts on the first 2 lessons. I wanted to make sure that there's an opportunity for everyone to be caught up. If your student is done with the first 5 lessons, they could choose to do typing.com that day. In math, we'll have the next 4 lessons, Chapter 1, Lesson 3, 4, 5, and 6. You'll notice on Thursday there are 2 things put here. My Math Quiz 1.1 and the Chapter 1, Lesson 5. I will put those as 2 different assignments within the Google Classroom. I do want you to take the quiz. It will be on a Google form, just to go ahead and make sure that we're progressing pretty well on this. It does not necessarily impact the grade directly, but it helps me with my teaching. So make sure you put your best effort. Don't use any outside resources. It'll be set as a quiz, so you shouldn't go back and forth with online sources. Just do your best. That's all we ask. In science, we have Mystery 16 scheduled on Tuesday and Thursday. If your student finishes on Tuesday, on Thursday they kind of get a free day where they won't be obligated to log in and do the Mystery Science. I'm not going to ask you to do it twice. It shows up on here 2 different days because we're going to do the hands-on portion in class on Tuesday with Group A and with Group B on Thursday. Wednesday and Friday will be our first 2 Science A to Z articles. You'll log in to Kids A to Z. I'll have the link there later on tonight. And then you will read the food chains and food webs on Wednesday, and on Friday, plants versus animals. Make sure you answer the questions on any attached quizzes. Social studies, we're moving on to completing already Chapter 1. So we have Lesson 4, Thinking Like a Geographer. Then on Wednesday at line, we're going to do a Flipgrid response. And if you're not sure how to use a Flipgrid, there will be a tech lesson centered around that in the Google Classroom on Tuesday. If you know how to use it, using the Flipgrid assignment will be pretty quick for you. But I want you to respond, what's the most interesting aspect of social studies to you? There isn't a correct answer. Some of our students will be more excited about geography or political science or history. And if it's history, you can narrow it down further. Maybe it's American history or Roman history or the history of the Anishinaabe. Student's choice there. The response is a video response that they can record using their Chromebook. It doesn't have to be very long enough to answer the question, but it's great technology in the fact that I don't need everything to be written. There's an opportunity for them to kind of just say what they need to say. Then we go back to Lesson 5 here, Thinking Like an Economist, and then back to our Friday election learning. Voting, will you do it? Obviously, talking about the process of voting, we know that at 10 years old, they won't let them go to a poll, but we want the students to understand the value of voting before they get to that age. Tech, you'll find our first 2 assignments, and you will never find 4 assignments or 5 assignments through the tech. It'll be 2 at most during the week. Um, on Tuesday, you'll have using a Flipgrid, and on Thursday, using a Lino. These are very short videos with a quick task to do, and it's not meant to take up a lot of your time. They're not a part of our academic grade, but they are useful tools that will help them be successful in online classrooms moving forward, especially when they get into the middle school level. At the bottom of the page, you will see that links to the daily live Zoom, Zoom office hours, and to all content are found within the Google Classroom. That is to provide for safety for our students and make sure that strangers can't all of a sudden click and join our Zooms. Regular office hours for guardians or students are via Zoom from 2 to 2:45 on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Both parent and student can show up, just the student, just the parent. The link is also within the Google Classroom and is labeled office hours. If you need to meet with me at a time outside of that, please let me know and we can arrange something else. Subject area Zooms are for students to watch the in-class presentation. Check-in sessions are Zooms for students to ask questions. If you have any questions, always email me at mireland@sagchipschool.net with any of those questions. We do also offer a Google Voice number that'll be in the email. And I look forward to another great week of learning. It was an awesome first week of school. I'm very proud of the work that our in-class and at-home learners are doing. And I look forward to week 2. So without further ado, I want to wish everyone a Minokijigad. Enjoy this holiday weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday.